Greg. Communication can be exhausting sometimes. Maybe you're that friend who doesn't respond to texts, and if you're not that friend, maybe you're the friend who will text repeatedly waiting for a response. It's hard to know what to do with no luck sometimes. So Diane Gottsman with the Protocol School of Texas joins us to talk through communication etiquette these days, both socially and professionally. Good morning, Diane.
Good morning, Jane.
Good to see you. So is there a difference when you're talking about communicating socially and professionally?
Well, there is a difference because professionally, you have an 8-hour window, meaning the day. But even within that window, if it's a client and they're asking a question, you want to get back to them sooner rather than later. If it's your boss and he's not or she's not saying, hey, you want to go to lunch, if they're asking a question, you want to return that text immediately. Socially, we have a little bit more leeway, but we all feel somewhat hurt when we don't get that immediate response.
So in your opinion, what should be standard practice in business when you're responding to, let's say, just a regular business email?
So a regular business email should be, if you read it and you have the time, respond immediately. If you don't have the answer they want, send back an email that says, not sure, I will get back with you. Just something if you can. Now, if you're away from your desk, if you're not in the office, even though we have our cell phone and we check our cell phone all the time, if it's not urgent, you don't have to respond right away. Try and do it within the same business day.
Okay, so let's talk now about personal matters. And I found this interesting when we were discussing this story yesterday. Caitlin, our producer, who's in my ear right now, said that she expects to hear back from a friend pretty quickly when she texts. If somebody doesn't text me back, I may interpret it that friend is so close that they know that I saw it and will get back whenever. What should you expect from friends when you're doing a text?
Well, first of all, I think we need to know their personality, and we already know that they're going to get antsy. We always have this phone near us. I mean, it's always someplace, but it doesn't mean that we have to look at it and we have to text back immediately. So when someone texts you, if you can and you are available, certainly you can text them back. It's usually not real urgent. But if, what we do is we have this narrative in our head, and we feel like if we don't get the immediate response, we feel like we're being ghosted, and it offends us. And I have to tell you, I'm like this with my own children. If they don't respond back to me, I'm wondering why aren't they responding back to me? And I have to realize I have to practice what I preach. So I think that you don't have to be immediate, but you do need to be courteous and you need to respond. But as a texter, we have to know how to be a courteous texter, which means don't send novels. That is not
right.
The venue for that.
Okay, you say not to hammer text friends. What do you mean by that?
Yes, friends don't hammer text friends. That means that if I don't respond to you, send another text. If she doesn't or he doesn't respond again, send another text, because that's just annoying. What happens is people start to get frustrated and they're not going to respond back to you. If it's something that important or significant, pick up your cell phone and call and leave a message. So if you're not hearing back from them, you're not hearing back from them for a reason. So don't get snarky with your hammer text. Hello, question mark, question mark, question mark. Are you getting these? Question mark, exclamation mark. There's so much emotion that goes into our communication and our texts and emails. Texts are more immediate. You can see it. It's probably dinging on your watch, your smart watch. And so I think that we just have to be patient.
Yeah, I think it does help, like you said, to put yourself in someone else's shoes, because I know, like, for instance, with some of my friends or my son, sometimes I've learned that when they don't text back immediately, it has nothing to do with me. It's that they're involved in their own things. So should you send a follow-up text, and if so, when?
So if you haven't heard from someone, certainly after a period of time. So let's say, Jane, I want to go to lunch. It's 9:30 in the morning, and I say, you want to meet for lunch at 11:30. If I haven't heard back from you, I might try again 10:45, just checking to see if you received this message. If I don't hear, but again, that's kind of a neutral text. If I don't hear back from you, then I'm going to let it be. You probably didn't pick up your cell. And a plan part B to this is, can you ever ignore a text? And certainly you can ignore a text if you're in the middle of a conversation with someone else, if you're in a business meeting, if you're on a date, if you're out with another friend for lunch. So we have the right and even the polite responsibility to prioritize. And if I'm with you, I don't want to be looking at my cell phone and sending back text during our lunch.
All right, any other tips before I let you go?
I think it's just important to remember that not all friendships are, or our investment is not reciprocal. I may have all the time in the world because I am not working, while somebody else has this minute-to-minute job, and it just means that our time frames are different. So just keep that in mind. Our time, our level of communication can be different, not because I like you less, but because I just have less time.
Right, and sometimes it helps to just explain. I know that, like, one of the things I do when I'm having a downtime or dealing with things, I tend not to respond. I tend to isolate a little bit, and my good friends, I just let them know, hey, it's got nothing to do with you. I'm just like in my own feelings right now, and so when you have friendships like that, those are really valuable.
When you have closer, I will text and say, I'm going down, meaning I'm either tired, I need to be alone, whatever it
Right.
is, you know, we all have our cues. So I think that's really important.
Thank you so much, Diane. Good to talk to you.
Nice
Have a great
seeing
day.
you.